Hi guys, welcome to Chris Ryan Golf. You've joined me again at the Belfry. We are on the Backswing golf course today. This is the 17th hole, the par 5, and we're talking about the shoulders. We're talking about shoulder rotation, and more important, we're talking about when the shoulders should turn. So I think everybody out there would agree that we need shoulder rotation in the backswing. That's pretty much a given. 90 degrees gets kind of thrown around a little bit, so golfers talking about from here, enough rotation, we get about 90 degrees. For the majority of golfers that will be okay. We tend to see the longer hitters achieving a much bigger rotation than that, so if we can achieve more rotation, that's probably going to give you a little bit more distance, but at least 90 would be preferable. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to look a little bit about how the shoulders should turn, when the shoulders should turn, and what effect that can have on the golf swing. So if we just move a little bit away from the shoulders and talk a little bit about width. So width we would class as how far the hands are away from the chest. So this would be classed as narrow, this would be classed as wide. Now, I think if you were to ask most golfers, they would probably agree that width is good in the backswing and that can help us generate more power. Okay, that's fine. So now we're going to talk a little bit about when these shoulders rotate in the backswing. What I tend to see lots of golfers doing, which is incorrect, is making or moving the golf club away from the golf ball, mainly with the hands and the arms like this. So we can get to about here, but I really haven't rotated my shoulders too much. From here, I would now start to let the shoulders turn, and I'm probably going to get somewhere in the region of about 90 degrees, but my right hand is very, very close to my right shoulder. I haven't achieved a huge amount of width. Those golfers who don't turn the shoulders early enough will often also find that the lead arm, so the left arm in this case, tends to break down quite a bit. So we get this broken down left arm, a little bit too much flex, we turn the shoulders, and we achieve this position with a bent left arm and quite a narrow position at the top. What I would like you to try and feel is that right from the takeaway, the shoulders are rotating, okay? You can see that I've almost got 90 degrees of rotation already at this point of my swing. When I start to use my wrists and start to hinge up and use my forearms, that's probably going to mean that I've got some good width in my golf swing. I've got some good distance in my chest and my grip. My right arm is certainly flexed, but not anywhere near as flexed as it would be if I'd have started with the hands and the arms. It's very, very common. I see far too many golfers making backswings which look like this, where the club is moved away, maybe on camera from down the line it would look like a pretty good position, but we haven't achieved anywhere near as much width as we'd like. We haven't used the shoulders early enough in the golf swing. Those golfers, as I say, will often find at the top they've got 90 degrees, but when it happened was sort of incorrect. Those golfers often tell me that the golf club and the hands are pulling the shoulders around. I want you to feel as if the shoulders are moving the golf club. So I'm feeling that my chest is rotating, nice big turn, almost 90 degrees at this point, nice and wide at the top. That's going to allow you to keep the left arm straight. It's going to give you a little bit more width at the top, and that can only be good for hitting longer, straighter drives. Okay. You will also find, hopefully, that this gives you more rotation. Okay. Past 90 is ideal if you want to hit the ball further. If you're happy hitting it how far you are, 90 is fine. But if you want to hit the ball a bit further, we need a bit more rotation. So, good feeling for you. Start the golf swing by feeling that the right shoulder moves back behind you. Okay, right shoulder I'm feeling moves back behind me. Okay, the distance between my right hand and my right shoulder feels like it stays the same. It probably doesn't. The right arm is starting to fold a little bit. What we don't want, however, is that distance to narrow very, very quickly as we use too much of the hands and the arms. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and hit one now. This is a par 5, the 17th, so I certainly would need driver off this hole. So I'm going to take my setup. I'm just going to certainly feel what we've just said there. Good wide stance. I'm going to start with my shoulder rotation, big wind up, give it a hit. Okay, and I'll be pretty happy with that drive there, okay? So, just having 90 degrees of shoulder rotation generally isn't enough. We've got to look at when it's happening, what effect that has on the rest of the golf swing, and how we can improve that to give ourselves better tee shots. Many, many golfers struggle with a narrow backswing. The lead arm breaks down. Don't get me wrong, we're not suggesting that to play good golf you have to have a straight left arm. That's sort of definitely sort of old sort of use that one. That's not the case anymore. We know that the left arm can be a little bit flexed. It doesn't have to be dead straight. What we want to try and get away from though is these golfers who are very narrow with a flexed lead arm, okay? Underturned, very narrow, flexed arm. They're not going to hit particularly long drives, okay? Let me just hit one more for you. Just peg that a little higher. And again, I'm going to say the same thing. I'm going to try and achieve as much shoulder rotation as I can. I'm going to try and make it much earlier in the golf swing. Big wide turn, chest, right shoulder behind me. Okay, and again, a pretty good drive there. So if we can start to look at the shoulder rotation, we can start to understand it, we can start to do it at the right time, we should achieve more width, we should achieve better rotation, and as I say, that can only be good for tee shots, longer, straighter drives. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Hit the like button if you liked it. If you've got any comments, you can post those in the boxes down below, and I'll do my best to respond as many as I can. And if you haven't done already, then please click the subscribe button, which is sort of down there somewhere. Subscription is free, videos are absolutely free, so it's absolutely well worth doing. You'll just get a notification every time I upload a video. There's about 2 to 3 going up each week, covering different topics, and hopefully going to help you play some better golf and basically enjoy your golf a little bit more when you get out on the golf course. So as I say, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again next time.